Alex Eala advances to ASB Classic quarterfinals after overpowering Croatian opponent. Alex Eala delivered a commanding performance to book her place in the quarterfinals of ASB Classic, overwhelming world number 82 Petra Marcinko with a 6-0, 6-2 victory on a cloudy day in Auckland, New Zealand. Seeded number 4 in the draw, Eala wasted no time asserting control, racing to a 3-0 lead in just 10 minutes. With strong Filipino support filling the stands, the Filipina star continued to pile on pressure, stretching her lead quickly with relentless movement and clean ball striking before sealing the opening set, 6-0, in under 30 minutes. The matchup carried added context, with Marcinko having finished world number 1 in the junior rankings at the end of 2021, while Eala closed that year ranked number 10. On this occasion, however, Eala's superior firepower dictated rallies with ultra-aggressive returns that gave her an edge. After briefly chatting with coach Joan Bosch following the first set, Eala stayed loose and active during Marcinko's locker room break. She then carried her momentum into the second set, blasting 3 forehand winners in the opening game to secure an early break. Marcinko managed to get on the board at 1-1 and briefly seized momentum with a break to lead 2-1, but Eala quickly responded to win 4 straight games and pull ahead, 5-2. Eala closed out the match in emphatic fashion, sealing a dominant 2-set win and underlining her strong start to the season. In her post-match interview, Eala expressed satisfaction with her performance. "I feel amazing. I am so happy with how I was able to compete and handle different situations on court. It's never easy to play Petra. She's obviously a really good player, and she's been doing really well, so I'm happy with how I played," she said. Reflecting on the new season, Eala added, "I think every start of the year comes differently. New year, new story. And I'm happy with how I'm starting." Eala acknowledged that maintaining this level of pro play comes with challenges, but once again emphasized her overall happiness with her wins. She will next face the winner of the match between 5th seed Magda Linette, world number 52, and Elisabetta Cocchiaretto, world number 81, whose contest is scheduled immediately after Eala's match. The Auckland air carried a salt-kissed breeze that afternoon, the kind that rolls in from the harbor and seems to whisper of journeys, of departures, arrivals, and destiny still unfolding. On the hard courts of the ASB Classic, Alex Eala stepped into that breeze with a quiet certainty, racket in hand, eyes steady, carrying not just her own ambition but the hopes of a nation that has learned to dream alongside her. Her opponent, a seasoned Croatian competitor, brought with her the weight of European hardcourt tradition, disciplined footwork, compact strokes, and a reputation for resilience. On paper, it was a test. On court, it became a declaration. From the opening rally, Eala played as though she had already seen the ending. Her movements were light, almost conversational, gliding from baseline to baseline with the ease of someone fluent in the language of tennis. Each forehand carried intent, not reckless power but a purposeful depth that pushed her opponent back, step by step, into defensive corners. The Croatian fought bravely, meeting pace with precision, but Eala's shots arrived with an extra heartbeat of urgency. Balls that dipped late, angles that bent expectations. What made the performance striking was not merely the dominance, but the calm. At an age when many players are still learning how to survive the noise of professional tennis, Eala seemed to invite the silence between points, using it to reset, to breathe, to remind herself that every game is its own small universe. When rallies stretched, she did not rush. When opportunities appeared, she took them cleanly, almost politely, as if thanking the court for its generosity. The crowd, initially curious, soon leaned forward. There is a particular electricity when spectators sense they are witnessing a moment of becoming. Cheers rippled through the stands after a perfectly timed down-the-line backhand. Gasps followed a deft change of direction that left her opponent stranded. With each game, Eala's confidence grew, not the loud, chest-thumping kind, but the steady confidence of someone building something that will last. Beyond the baseline, the significance of the match stretched far wider than Auckland. For Philippine tennis, Eala's run at the ASB Classic was another chapter in a story that has been quietly, persistently rewriting itself. In a country where basketball courts often outnumber tennis facilities, her presence on the international stage has become symbolic, a reminder that talent, when nurtured with patience and opportunity, can flourish anywhere. The Croatian opponent, to her credit, refused to fade. She adjusted tactics, tried to draw Eala into longer exchanges, attempted to disrupt rhythm with variations in pace. There were moments when the match tightened, when the outcome seemed to pause and ask a question. Each time, Eala answered with clarity, a well-placed save, a composed return, a rally finished on her terms. It was not an overpowering of ego, but an overpowering of circumstance. As the final points unfolded, the sense of inevitability settled in. When match point arrived, it was greeted not with desperation, but with trust, in preparation, in instinct, in the countless hours spent on courts far from the global spotlight. The last shot landed true, and with it came the realization. Alex Eala was through to the quarterfinals of the ASB Classic. Applause filled the stadium, warm and appreciative. Eala acknowledged it with a smile that held both relief and resolve. Victory, for her, has never been an ending. It is a doorway. In the quiet moments after the handshake, as players packed their bags and the court crew prepared for the next match, the meaning of the win lingered. Quarterfinals are not just a statistical milestone, they are a measure of belonging. They say, you are not here by accident. You have earned your place among those who shaped the tournament's narrative. For Eala, the road ahead promised tougher challenges, sharper opponents, and the kind of pressure that tests belief. Yet if this match revealed anything, it was her readiness to meet that pressure with grace. She plays not as someone overwhelmed by the future, but as someone walking toward it with open eyes. The Auckland breeze returned as evening approached, fluttering flags and cooling the courts. Somewhere beyond the stadium, the harbor reflected the fading light. And on that hard court, a young Filipino athlete had left her mark, not just with winners and breaks of serve, but with a performance that spoke of growth, courage, and the quiet power of knowing who you are. Alex Eala's advance to the ASB Classic quarterfinals was more than a win over a Croatian opponent. It was a reminder that the tides of tennis are always shifting, and that sometimes, a rising tide carries with it the promise of something extraordinary.